But my impression was, I think what most people have right now is it's just this peaceful little oasis. It's like a gem between the city of Columbus and we're a suburb of Westerville right now.
We liked the area. It was quiet, peaceful. It was like Brooklyn was when we were growing up in the early 50s.
You know, that's one thing I really like here is people really care, strongly about the community. It doesn't really even seem to matter how long people lived here, whether it's 50 years or 5 years.
We try to keep it very alive, the history very alive with the village, and when new people are moving in, we have a welcome packet, we have a welcome committee, and they're very judicious about including those historical booklets that I was mentioning to you, or at least one of them, so that people walking in here know, or moving in here know how important the history is to us. What is the history? What does that green line historical marker really mean to us? And we just want to make sure that they understand that our history is important.
It was an amusement park at the turn of the century. It was a trolley park, if you want to use the proper name for it. In 1923, and don't quote me on the date because I'll have to look it up, a corporation from Charles Johnson purchased the entire property and started building houses.
It's a big mix. It's a really big mix. It's a very tight community. People take care of each other. People watch out for neighbors, especially if they have elderly neighbors. My neighbor, for example, needs some help with, I'll just give you an example. She has a tree that has a lot of nuts that fall on the court, and she's 2 houses away from me. We'll go over there and we'll sweep them up for her, just because. Why not? So that's the kind of community that we are.
I think I would say the people that are here, it is a wonderful place to be. There is a pride of place for a lot of people here, and volunteerism is the greatest asset that Minerva Park has.
I think until recently, it's been a fairly older community. I think quite a lot, just in the last probably 5 to 10 years, just a lot of young families that have moved in. Obviously, older ones, sometimes they move and they want a smaller home, or they die or whatever, and so it's become attractive to younger families. It's very, frankly, it's a very white community. But I think from what I've seen from the new, development, I've seen a lot more diversity over there. That's encouraging, and definitely a lot of newer families that are moving in that are immigrants or African Americans, and I'm hoping to see more of that. And so it's, yeah.
Oh, the new housing development is a gift. It really is. We worked very, very hard, and I will have to say that if it hadn't been for some of the council members and our staff, I would have never been able to get through all of this. But having met our new residents, it's pumping new life into us, into our village, new ideas, younger people, experienced people, professional people, tons of children.
Yeah, I think overall, and from what I've been able to see, the MI Homes has really given, the village a lot of things that it needed and wanted in return for getting, the land. So I think if it had to be done, I think it's turned out well.
I don't want it to be a city. I don't want it to be any bigger than a village, because you lose that cohesion that makes Minerva Park a village and a community. Can't be any bigger, and I don't want it to be any bigger. I think it's exactly where we need it to be. It will take time for them to realize that they are part of a larger whole. So we only hope that they get that idea that they are part of us. So time will tell.